Hello friends, and welcome to another video. If you're new here, I am Miley, and you can like this video and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos from Eric and I. So today I'm super excited for this video because I'm gonna share with you all of our plans for our upcoming trip to Disney World in May. So if you missed it, Eric planned a surprise anniversary trip idea for me, and we decided to go for it. So I'll link that video above where we tell you how we decided very last minute to book a trip to Disney World for our 5th anniversary. So definitely go check that out if you want the behind the scenes story. But we are going to Disney World in just a few months. In fact, about 2 months and a couple of days. So I thought today I would share with you all of our plans. Oh, and yes, I am wearing my lovely Galaxy's Edge obnoxious Star Wars Spirit jersey from the last time we were at Disney World because I figured I have to be festive for the video, you know? So today I'm gonna share with you all of the amazing plans that we have for our trip to Disney World, which by the way, we will be vlogging and bringing you guys along with us. So I'm just gonna talk you guys through our plans. I'm super excited and ready to share it with you. So here we go. So if you're unfamiliar with the Disney system, typically you can make dining reservations 180 days in advance if you're staying on Disney property, and you can make fast passes, I think 90 days advance of your trip if you're staying on Disney property, which we always stay on Disney property. That's the freaking way to do it. It is worth it. So because of COVID and all of their safety restrictions, they actually aren't doing fast passes at all because they're utilizing the fast pass lanes for additional spacing for people to wait in lines safely for rides, spaced 6 feet apart. So that's great. And because the park occupancy level is so low right now, they don't really need fast passes for the lines. And so we're excited to kind of go to Disney when it's not super crowded. Eric and I will both be fully covered by the vaccine before our trip, and so we feel safe about making that choice to travel and to go on this celebratory vacation for our anniversary. So they've also limited the amount of time that you can book your dining reservations in advance. So typically, like I said, it's 180 days, but actually now it's only 60 days in advance. And so at 7 a.m. on 2 months, 60 days from when we start our trip, I will wake up super early, log on to our My Disney Experience app, get all those hard to get reservations, and we'll be all set for our trip. Another weird thing about this trip is that because of COVID regulations and because they are strictly limiting the number of people that can be in each park, you have to make a reservation for each park you want to go to, in addition to purchasing tickets. So the purchase of a ticket does not guarantee you entrance into every single park. When they hit capacity, they don't let anyone else in. And so they manage that by making you get reservations ahead of time. So we've already made all of our park day reservations. We have the park hopper tickets, which means once we enter whatever park we've made a reservation for that day, we can then go to additional parks as long as they aren't at capacity with our park hopper ticket. But that is just something that was so crazy to me that we had to make sure that we were able to get into all of the parks we want to by making additional reservations in addition to the purchase of tickets. So Disney's being super safe and really monitoring capacity and safety regulations, so we feel pretty good about going. And of course, we'll be adhering to all of that. So this year's trip is focused on food. Last time we went, which was about a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit more, we were pretty preoccupied with checking off all the nostalgic things and doing all the big rides and going to as many restaurants, sit-down restaurants as possible. And we had a fantastic, amazing time, but we talked about it. And something that we want to intentionally do differently on this trip is maybe not try to do absolutely everything on our list, but to instead kind of relax, try some stuff we haven't tried before, try some new restaurants we've never been to, maybe skip a couple of the tried and true that we always hit, and snack more in the parks, do more quick service opportunities instead of having to have sit down, dine in reservations for every mealtime. So we have pretty much stuck our dining plan to only one sit-down restaurant per day. We're gonna be branching out, trying a bunch of new food that we've wanted to try for in some cases, years and years. We sat down and made a full list of our general plans, and I'm gonna share all of them with you now. So I can tell you what you have to look forward to come along our trip with us in just a couple short months. So the first day we get there, we leave really early in the morning, and we are going to arrive in Orlando by like 1 p.m. I think, which means by the time we board the Magical Express and get checked into our hotel and get settled, probably take showers and change our clothes to get kind of the airport gross off of us, we're probably going to end up being ready to go for it at like 4-ish p.m. And so we decided not to waste a ticket on that first day and just not go to the parks the first day. Instead, we're gonna go to Disney Springs, which we love Disney Springs. Previously downtown Disney, they've totally revamped it. It has so many incredible restaurants we want to try, amazing shopping. We just freaking love Disney Springs. So the very first thing that is a absolute must do on our list is we are going to go to Gideon's Bakehouse. So as soon as we get there, Gideon's is so popular. It's this super cute, kind of gothic, library type feeling, super trendy bake shop. They make the biggest cookies I've ever seen. They make cakes, they have all this amazing dessert, and it's super hard to get into. They actually do a virtual queue because sometimes the line can get up to like 2 hours long. And then also that night we're going to get reservations at one of our favorite restaurants. It's called the Paradiso 27, I think. We just call it Paradiso. It's like a Latin American type cuisine. It's super, super delicious. We love it. That's one of the ones we ate out last time and we were like, yeah, we want to go back there. So we'll just have fun in Disney Springs the first night. And then for the second day, our first full day in the parks, we are going to go to Hollywood Studios. So obviously, we love Hollywood Studios because of Galaxy's Edge, but there are so many awesome things to do in Hollywood Studios that are pretty nostalgic for me. So I think first, when we get there, very first, we're probably going to do like Joffrey's, have a big fat Mickey donut for breakfast that I've been craving for a good 1.5 years now. And we're gonna hit up the new Minnie and Mickey Runaway Railway ride that I'm so excited about. We're gonna ride the tried and trues, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, and we're going to eat lunch at maybe my favorite place to eat in all of Disney World. I don't know, maybe. It's called the 50s Primetime Cafe, and it is so freaking cute, so freaking hilarious, total retro 50s vibe. Your server is your aunt or your cousin, and they totally like chastise you, make you eat your veggies. Like, it's just such a hilarious, fun atmosphere, and the food's really good too. It's like total like indulgent fried chicken and mashed potatoes, green beans, delicious dessert. Like, ooh, it's just one we have to hit up every single time. So we're gonna do prime time, and then we'll head over for the whole rest of the day in the park to Galaxy's Edge. We want to try the quick service in Galaxy's Edge because when we were there last time, it had like a couple of options and that was it. And I think it's expanded its menu since. And then we want to end the night at Oga's Cantina, which is a very, very fun, totally unique bar experience. They have some of the best drinks. It's super expensive, but for us, it's worth it because we love the atmosphere and the drinks are very delicious. So we'll end the night there as long as I can get a reservation. That reservation is going to be really hard to get, but we'll probably spend the majority of our day in Galaxy's Edge. So then the next day we're gonna go to Animal Kingdom, and our very favorite restaurant in Animal Kingdom is called Yak and Yeti. And there's a quick service option, but we think it's worth the dine-in to make reservations and sit down and eat it just because, oh, it's so delicious. It's such a fun atmosphere, and it's just worth it to kind of sit down and have a fun, like, Asian style meal. It's just very, very delicious. So we definitely have dinner reservations. We'll probably hit up something like Flame Tree Barbecue or another fun quick service in Animal Kingdom for lunch, and probably just have something snacky for breakfast around the parks. Maybe a Mickey waffle if we can find it or something like that. So then the next day we are going to go to Magic Kingdom, of course. And I'm so pumped because there is a breakfast item that I've been dying to try. It's called like a waffle hazelnut fruit sandwich or something like that. But basically it's a Nutella waffle with fruit. And it's at Sleepy Hollow, which is just a cute little quick service, very unassuming, but have some really, really good food. I think Sleepy Hollow is also the one that has the super delicious corn dogs that are giant. I can't remember. But I've been like dying to have this Nutella delicious waffle from Sleepy Hollow. So that's what we'll be hitting up for breakfast at Magic Kingdom. And then Magic Kingdom is really more about the rides to us, just like there's so many nostalgic rides to get through, some new rides that are super fun, like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, of course, the tried and true Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder. And there's just a lot to do. There's a lot to ride. And so we're pretty much just gonna snack. You know, we thought that we would make reservations for sit-down dining at either Cinderella's Royal Table at Cinderella's Castle or Be Our Guest restaurant at the Beauty and the Beast Castle, but we've been there, done that, and honestly, the food's not that great. It's super fun to go for the atmosphere alone, and if we were with other people on this trip, we probably would be like, yeah, it's totally worth it. But for us, we went on our last trip, it's super expensive, but we don't really love the food, and there are a bunch of snack items, especially in Magic Kingdom, that we want to try, that I think we'll just end up probably snacking around the park, doing quick servicey type stuff, and probably getting our fill that way. So then day 5 is Epcot, and oh boy, do Eric and I love Epcot. So we will probably spend the majority of the day. Of course, we'll have to hit up Soarin', and we'll probably hit up Spaceship Earth, but the majority of the day will be spent slowly making our way across the World Showcase, because we're going to be there during the Flower and Garden Festival, and they have so many amazing kiosks, so many great booths with amazing freaking snacks, such unique and interesting sounding flavors. We're so excited to try everything. So honestly, we're not gonna plan for breakfast. We're not gonna plan for lunch. We've planned for dinner, but mostly we're just literally going to spend hours tasting a bunch of the stuff at Flower and Garden Festival, and we are not mad about it. So for dinner that night, we're going to go to Hacienda de San Angel. I think that's what it's called, Hacienda de San Angel? Yes, which is like the Three Caballero style Mexican restaurant that's in the pyramid. And we're going to this one not because the food is amazing. I've heard that the food's pretty good. I haven't heard it's like top notch, but we love the ambiance of that restaurant, and we didn't go last time and we regretted it. So that's one that we definitely want to do for dinner that night when we're in Epcot. And then day 6 and 7, our last 2 days in the park, are really what I'm most looking forward to, just because at that point we'll have done every single park and we can just park hop those 2 days. We can go all over the place wherever we want to go. I know we'll probably hit up like Toy Story Land. We'll probably have missed on our first Hollywood Studios day just because there's so much more to do, but we love Toy Story Land. We'll probably end up in Galaxy's Edge again. We'll probably end up in Epcot again. We'll probably end up back in Disney Springs because there are a few restaurants we want to get reservations for. Morimoto Asia is someplace we've been dying to eat for a few years now, and we're really excited about going there. So I'm definitely going to get a reservation on one of those 2 days for Morimoto Asia, whether it's lunch or dinner. That's in Disney Springs. And then there are some breakfasts that we want to try. So last time we had breakfast at the Polynesian Resort. They're famous for their Tonga toast, which is like the thickest French toast you've ever seen, and it's stuffed with like caramelized bananas, and ooh, it's freaking delicious. We did that last time and the food was absolutely amazing, but we had kind of a frustrating experience at the sit-down restaurant. It didn't end up being worth it to us, but we love the Tonga toast, and come to find out, they have a quick service at the Poly called Captain Cook's where you can order Tonga toast. So we're gonna go do that. It's actually like a few dollars cheaper to get the exact same food just because it's offered quick service instead of having to sit down at the sit-down diner. But we're excited about getting some Tonga toast. We are hoping that the French Quarter opens. Port Orleans Riverside and Port Orleans French Quarter are not currently open because of COVID, but the freaking beignets in the French Quarter are like one of our highlights of our trip last year. We're gonna be so sad if we don't get to have those beignets again. So we'll hopefully hit up that restaurant for breakfast one morning if it's open. Ooh, I'm hoping that it opens in the next 2 months because we have to get our hands on some beignets. And then on our last day, which is actually the day of our anniversary, we're gonna have an expensive kind of splurge, delicious dinner at Sanaa. which is a very unique and pretty like not my style food. I'm more of like, give me the kids menu kind of picky eater. But for Eric, this is like totally like experimental, like super like high class chef prepared kind of sit down dinner at Sanaa. Interesting flavors, lots of unique offerings, and it'll just be right up his alley. And from what I've heard, their food is so delicious that I will like it. So we're gonna do that. It's at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we're excited to try it for our anniversary. We're kind of gonna go all out on our last night, and there's like this delicious bread bar that they bring you with a bunch of different breads and a bunch of different sauces and stuff. Ooh, we're so excited for Sanaa. So that's our general plan for all the food we're going to eat at Disney World. We can't make fast pass reservations because the fast passes aren't happening, but we're planning to ride as many rides as we possibly can and probably hang out at our pool at the resort a couple of evenings. Got a whole giant list of a bunch of delicious snacks we want to try all over. So I'm super excited. It's going to be so much fun. I'm like dying of anticipation for the next couple of days to be over so I can finally secure those reservations and like know we're good. But I just can't believe how soon it's going to be here. We're going to be in Disney World before we freaking know it, and I can't wait. So make sure if you guys aren't subscribed to definitely subscribe, because there are gonna be some exciting freaking videos coming soon when we spend a full week in Disney World. So comment down below, let me know what we left off this list that we absolutely have to try at Disney World, and maybe we'll incorporate some suggestions into our trip. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.